Alright, y'all. So I'm going to go over my pack. I decided to go with the Kelty Red Cloud 90. If I remember correctly, it's around 5,400 something cubic inch. You can see it here. It's maxed out right now. But I'm going to go over bit by bit with y'all. Alright, so right now packed weight is around 37 pounds. I say that because last time I weighed it, it was 36 pounds, and since then I've added my fishing pole, and I've repacked it and added, changed the water filter out, and a few other things, so it might be off just a little bit, but it's right around there. It's not much heavier than that. But so start out here, big old carabiner, weight loading carabiner. It's actually a climbing beaner, but it's a locking. You have to push up, turn, and push in. So I can use that to, since it's clipped to my pack. Once I get my pack in the canoe, clip this to a thwart and have it attached to the canoe. That's a good and a bad thing. Good thing, you know, if the canoe rolls, it's attached. Bad thing is if the canoe for some weird reason would go completely under and start to sink. I don't know why it would, because I've never even seen a canoe go completely down. I would lose my pack, but I don't think that's going to happen. And I've been canoeing since I was 6. You know, and I've never had a canoe turn unintentionally. I'm not a big whitewater paddler or nothing like that. It's all calm water lakes and rivers. So anyway, this can be used for that. It can be used to tie my, or to, as a weight on the end of a rope to hook my bear bag, throw it up over a branch or whatever. Any number of uses. Start on this front pouch. You can see just all the pockets and pouches are just bulging. Front one. Let me find the zippers on this guy. Well, actually, let me start with the top. I don't know if you. I'm going to have to readjust the camera. This top part is actually removable. You can use it as a butt pack. It has straps tucked up underneath that are butt pack straps, and it holds a fair amount of stuff actually. But right now all I've got in here is this zipper's kind of screwy because I got some plastic bags stuck in it a while back. There we go, got most of it out right there. Bug spray and sunscreen right there. I am Irish descent, so I'm like one of the whitest white guys you'll ever meet. I do tan up a little bit after I've been in the sun for quite a while, but like my legs, I mean, I used to have the nickname of Casper, so I have to have sunscreen because the last time I went canoeing without it, I ended up getting the 3rd degree burns on my legs. So and then in the top, the only other thing in there is my stitch kit. The only thing I can foresee this thing coming in handy is if I break a pack strap, which is perfectly feasible. You know, it's not, 37 pounds isn't super heavy, but it's not super light either. It's enough to break a pack strap if you grab it wrong. So I've got enough in here to patch that, or if my pants rip, which I have a very good reputation for tearing pants. I don't know why. But if you ask anybody, every pair of pants I own has holes in them. So that's a good thing to have with me. And notice I got this stuff in a Ziploc bag. Just because I don't want this crap getting all over. I don't think it will because it's not been used yet. The sunscreen still has the plastic over it, so there's no way that's going to go off. This guy, I think you got to break a tab or something to get him to go, but it's not gonna, nothing's gonna set him off in here anyway. But that's up to the top. Quick access to get to him if I need to. You know, if I'm not on the trail and I need to reapply, I can get to it easily and quickly. And I'll zip that up later because it's still got a piece of zipper stuck in it, or a piece of Ziploc bag. Next pouch down. Roll of bank line, and you may ask me, why am I taking this much bank line? Just because, I mean, it's not that heavy, and it's got a good test. I can use it for fishing line if I need to, you know, off the bank or whatever. Or up there, a lot of the times you'll run into campsites that are flat granite and solid granite. There's not a whole lot of dirt on them, and you know, so you can't really stake anything. So that's why my tent has to be freestanding. But this, I've got my tarp with me, and because that way if we get into camp and it's raining, we can throw the tarp up quickly and get underneath the tarp. You know, like I said, some of the campsites are very sparsely spaced trees, because where there is dirt, it's not all the campsites are like that. Some of them are just plain dirt, but a lot of them are just solid granite, and you can't obviously grow trees on granite. So I'm going to need a lot of line to get to those trees. So I brought this with me. I can use it to, you know, fix a strap on a pack. I can use it as a substitute or whatever. Lots of uses for cordage. Cordage is hard to make in the wilderness. Pair of leather gloves. These are great. I was thinking about swapping these out for some mechanics gloves, but leather gloves are great when you're working around the fire. You know, grabbing a hot pot or just, you know, anything. And to prevent injuries is a good thing in the wilderness. So I've got my flint steel kit, which is going to be my main fire starting source, if at all possible. You've seen that I had my ferro rod and cotton balls in my ribs pack, and that's because that's just easier and quicker. So if I did get in a situation, I've got that with me. I don't have to fool around with flint steel, but I really like to do flint steel if I can. It's a more rewarding method of making fire. Not quite as rewarding as fire by friction, but it's still rewarding. A lot better than just lighting a match or a lighter to a piece of whatever. Shit kit or poo pack. Personal pack, whatever you want to call it. 2 rolls of toilet paper, flattened. They're completely flattened. I mean, I crushed that cardboard so I could get them in here. But that way, I've got 2 rolls of toilet paper. Hopefully the professor will bring some. 2 rolls is more than enough for me for that long. But, you know, you never know. You might need to blow your nose. You might need to, you know, whatever. So toilet paper is not just for the obvious reason. You can do a lot of stuff with it. You can use it as tinder, whatever. So, but this is more for the obvious reason. I've got a comb in here because one of the things I really like to do when canoeing is first thing in the morning when the coffee's on the go, I get up, have my cigarette, and then I walk down to the lake and put my head in the water, and then I comb my hair, because it's just, everybody's got something when they're in the woods that makes them feel comfortable, that makes them happy. Some people it might be a blanket, some people might be, you know, a certain thing, or, you know, whatever. On a canoe trip, that's one thing that really makes me happy. It makes me feel like a human, because when you get out there for 8 days, you're just grungy and grimy, and just putting your head in the water and just, you know, running your fingers through it and then combing it when you get out. It just makes you feel 100 times better, almost like you just got out the shower. Not quite, but you know. Also got some soap in here, some oral care, a few other odds and ends. I don't remember what all I've got in here, but I've got all my hygiene needs met right here. I think I got a washcloth in there. You'd be surprised how much I can pack into this thing. The toilet paper itself packs surprisingly small. You put it in here, and then you put your knee on it, and you put your body weight down on both those rolls of toilet paper, and they just... So, that's in there. That's all that's in this pocket. The outside pockets on the sides, that's the only other pockets left. This one, you can see my saw sticking up through here. These pockets on the side on this Red Cloud 90 are flow through. So I've got my saw going through, and then down here you can see my fishing pole sticking through there. That's only one pole, it's just broke down. And then down here you can see the mesh pockets, and my saw's going into one and my fishing pole's going into another. It was surprisingly difficult to get my fishing pole in like this. I did not want the reel up top, because then it's top heavy and I don't want it falling out. This is a Zebco 202, a cheap rod, but enough to get dinner a couple times maybe, hopefully. I don't have my tackle in here yet, but I do have a small box about 4 inches long, about 3.5 inches wide, and about 2 inches thick. It's got all the little compartments, and it flips over and you got more compartments on the back. So that's what I'm going to take for my tackle box, because fishing is not my main priority up there. It's just to have fun, canoe, and camp. I'm not a huge fisherman, but I do like to fish occasionally. I debated between this and my Zebco 606, and the 606 is just too big. Like I said, I'm not a real super avid fisherman. I'm not like real knowledgeable with that stuff. I throw a rod in the water and that's it. But I did do a little bit of looking, and they said a rod somewhere between 5 and 5.5 feet tall is perfect, and that's about what this one is. So I was a little leery as far as, you know, this 202 is fairly thin out on the end. You know, if I catch a muskie or a pike or something, a good sized pike, which I doubt because I'm not that good at it, but I was worried about this pole breaking. Now the 606, there's no way it could break. I don't know how big of a catch you could catch on something like that, but it's pretty big. Now I did reload this reel with as much 30-pound test spider wire as it would hold. I like a heavier test. I know I don't need it because for the majority I'm going to be catching very small fish, like under 8 pounds. 8 pounds would be the top end. But you know, I've had a tendency to get lures stuck and stuff, and if I've got this strong line, it's easier for me to pull them out. I lost a really one of my favorite bobbers. It lit up and stuff because I used to like to go night fishing, and I lost it in some weeds across the way, and so I use strong line for pulling not for the fish necessarily, just for the fact that I like to have a more than enough strong line on there. So that's that. In this pocket, quick easy access, my water filter. I got 2 water filters. I've got a MSR. This is the MSR MiniWorks EX, which is a ceramic filter, 0.02 microns. It's more than enough for both of us to take care of both of us on this trip. I do have water purification tablets with me, and this is a great filter. I've actually test fired it the other night in some water here at home, but works good. So that's what I'm taking, and it should work good for us. And like I said, I put it. What the heck is that? Must be leftover paper from when they did the stitching here. But I put it on the outside pocket so we can get to it quick. It'll screw onto a Nalgene bottle or a water bladder, or something that size. I've got a couple extra Nalgenes. I know the professor likes to carry Gatorade bottles, but whatever. It'll work. You just hold it over it. Instead of screwing it on, you just hold it over it and pump. You guys know what I mean. But then my other one is an MSR. Can't think of the name of it, but it comes with these drops you have to put in to make it pure. But it is it's a charcoal filter, basically activated charcoal filter, and then you put drops in afterwards, wait a certain time, and it completely clean. But I chose to go with this because it's easier, quicker, and I don't think I'll have anything less than 0.02 microns. Even cryptosporidium and some of the other ones even won't go past 0.02 microns. So that's what's on this side. I know this is probably going to be a long video. This side here, I've got my Grantsford Brooks Scandinavian 4 stacks right here. That's one of the things I learned on the last trip up with my dad, is that we rented everything from we didn't take hardly anything of our own. I mean, we had a lot of crap, but we didn't have the stuff we needed. And we rented an axe from the outfitter, and it was dull as a butter knife. I think they have to do that because of safety reasons. You know, they don't want nobody cutting their toes off or nothing, but in my mind, if you don't have a sharp axe, there's no point in carrying it. You might as well be carrying a great big paperweight. So this thing is razor sharp. I have means to sharpen it, and it's one of my favorite axes, and we should be able to get more than enough wood between this and my buck saw over there. You know, you may be asking, why would you carry that big of a saw? Why would you carry that big of an axe? Just because, I mean, we're out on a canoe trip. I'm not going to be carrying this weight most of the time. Yeah, I have to carry it across portages, but it's not that big of a deal. So that's why I'm carrying it. And here, my tarp. This is not my DIY, the one the brown one you're used to. If you go way back in my videos, you'll see I used to have a green 10x10 Etowah. And that's what this is. I quit using it for a long time because it was so full of holes. But the other day I spent probably 2 hours patching all the holes, you know, putting a piece of repair tape on both sides of each hole, and it was more than it's had more than its share of use. A lot of the little holes were from embers, or you know, because I'm rough with stuff, but great piece of gear. Oh, I guess I have my flashlight in here too. I didn't even notice that until the light came on. I just have a little crap. It's just a little AA mag light. It's more than enough for what I need, and it only takes 2 AA's. Like I said, I'm going to be using my headlight more than anything, but that's all that's in that pocket. Stuff I need to get quick access to. I can throw my tarp up in a hurry. I got my water filter ready to go, so that's what's on the outside. This will be this pack's first big thing. This will be only the second time I've had it out. The first time was just on an overnighter. I wanted to play with it, but I was debating. I've got 3 packs I could use. I've got a Boundary Waters bag, which is basically a giant dry sack. It's basically a Duluth pack, but a dry sack instead. And that's probably going to be our canoe or our food pack, by the way. And then I've got an actual Duluth pack, a big old one. But this is actually better for me because I got all these pockets. I can organize stuff on the outside, and that I'm going to be needing, and so that's cool. So anyway, I'm going to reposition the camera and come back to you when I get it positioned so I can get stuff out of the top. It's a lot easier for me trying to drag it out and show you on camera, so I'll be back with you in a minute. Alright, y'all. Top of the pack. It's got this strap that comes across here. I just did a slippery half hitch just to secure the extra slack. So I just pull on it, unclip it. And I had this packed differently. I've repacked this thing about 5 different times because I kept doing this video and it just didn't turn out the way I wanted. So this is going to be my final attempt on this thing, and it's just going to have to be, you know, work. But there's a pocket way down there on the bottom. Let's see if I can get this in frame. You can see that little red thing right there, That's a zipper that comes up here and down around. And there's a pocket in there, and there's a divider that you hook up with little toggles and loops, and you put the toggle through the loop, and you've got basically kind of a removable floor plate inside this pack. So I just undid that, and what I had was, when I had that up, I had my clothes bag in the bottom, and which made everything else in here stick clear up out of here, so it was about this much higher. So I just took that out and repacked everything, and it made it a lot shorter. So probably at least 6 inches shorter. So let me go ahead and show you what's in here. The way I did this was I cinched it up, and when I went to roll hook the pack up, I just rolled this up as much as I could to keep any water out, because the lid should repel some of it. But everything that needs to be protected is in dry bags. You know, my shit kit, my tent, my sleeping bag, my clothes, my rain gear, my everything. So everything that cannot be wet is in a dry bag, basically. And even some things that can be wet are in a dry bag. First thing that comes off the top is my rain gear. This is a hard lesson I learned the last time I was there. These are all dry bags from Sea to Summit. I got them at Gander Mountain. That's one. I've learned a lot of lessons from the last time. The first lesson is put everything in dry bags, because there was a couple times up there last time where it was sunny one minute and just dumped on us, and we didn't have time to pull in, get out our rain gear or nothing like that, and we didn't have anything in dry bags. The best we had was a few things in Ziploc bags, and I just don't cut it. So everything in my pack pretty much is in dry bags. And another one I learned is to have your rain gear, have good quality rain gear, and have it right on top of your pack so it's quick and you can get to it really fast. If I could fit this in the side pocket, I would replace my tarp with this rain gear, because chances are every single day you're going to get at least a little bit of rain up there. And so this is a good rain jacket. I think you guys have seen my rain jacket before. It's a green one. It's got pit zips. It's got waterproof zippers everywhere. It's got a really nice hood on it. It turns with your head. Just a really good quality jacket. And then I got a pair of rain pants too. So that way, because so I know I was talking to the professor about that, and he said he doesn't care if his legs get wet. But last time I was there, it got up down to 40 during the day, and it was pouring down rain. So that's hypothermia waiting to happen. So for me, I wear those nylon pants, the convertibles that zip off at the knee. So what I'll probably do is, if it starts to rain, I'll put my rain gear on, pull the leg of it up, and zip off the lower part, and put the ankle, from the knee down, and my pants back in the dry bag. And then if I need to get in and out of the canoe, I just pull my rain pants up to my knees. That way I don't get water inside of them. But I would rather be completely dry than soaking wet and cold. So this system right here will keep me everything except my hands and my feet completely dry. So that's and it's right on the top of my pack. I can get to it quick. I can't express enough the importance of good rain gear in the Boundary Waters. The next thing in, well, right off the top, this is secondary to my rain gear. It's in a dry bag. This is a dry bag also, another Sea to Summit one, but this is a compression sack also. This is about a 200 weight polar fleece. And it's just like a hoodie, a zip-up hoodie with pockets, and it's got a nice hood on it. It's not too heavy for this kind of weather, but like I said, if it starts pouring down rain and gets cooler, like down in the 50s and 60s, I'm probably going to want this. Or even at night when it gets down in the 50s and 60s, or even 40s for that matter, I'm really going to want this. So this is windproof. And if it really gets bad, I don't think it will get that cold, because they even said that was a fluke month. But I can put this on my rain jacket over it. I'm windproof and waterproof, so that should keep me more than warm enough. I've got a shemagh in here. This isn't in a dry bag just because it's not really that important. I can always wring it out and hang it up. But this is for anything I might need it for. If it's hot out, I can put it in water and wrap it around my neck and keep myself cool and just wipe off with it. I can, bandana times 10. I can, anything with it. But basically it's my camp towel. It's small and compact, but yet it's enough to where I can dry off with it and just hang it up and it'll dry quick. So that's important. Next, this is my clothes bag. Again, dry bag. You know, I'll probably wear my regular street clothes up there, and then because we're gonna get up there and we're gonna camp, we're gonna spend the night in the bunkhouse, and then we're gonna head out on the canoe trails the following morning because it's a 10-hour drive for us. So I think I could go ahead and go over my clothes real quick. I don't think I've gone over them yet. I still have to add a few things to this, but I should be alright. This is a long sleeve, lightweight nylon shirt. It's like a ripstop material. It's button up. You can kind of see that there. This is for like if the sun's really bad. Like I said before, I'm like one of the whitest guys you'll ever meet, and so you know sometimes I might just want to put on a long sleeve shirt. It's really lightweight. It'll breathe. So I don't know. This is a Gander Mountain brand. It's Guide series. I don't know what the you can find it at Gander Mountain. So great shirt. It's really thin. It's got sun protection built into it. And so that just adds another layer. I can use it as sun protection. I can use it as bug protection because mosquitoes are horrible up there. Mosquitoes or whatever get bad, I'll just throw this on. They won't be able to bite through that. And then you know, it also adds another layer if I absolutely have to have it. So that's my long sleeve shirt. I only brought one of those because I don't think I'll need any more than that. Right now I've only got one pair of drawers in here, but I'm in the woods. I don't, you know, we're not going to get into that depth, but you can always go commando. I would prefer not to, but you know, two plain white t-shirts. If you know me, you know I love plain white t-shirts. I don't know what it is about them, but I'm wearing one right now. You can see my sleeve there. Plain white t-shirt. Love them. And they are cotton, and I know cotton kills, but it's not going to get cold enough up there for that to be a factor. You know, if it gets that cold, I'll take my t-shirt off, throw my long sleeve shirt on, my jacket, and my rain gear. First pair of pants. I never wear socks, by the way. I know that grosses people out, but I don't know why. My barefoot's the same as your barefoot. I mean, I just don't wear socks. It's just not practical for me. You know, especially on a canoe trip, I'm going to be in and out of the canoe all day. Why should I have to get to camp and have to dry my socks out too? So I'll probably just wear my Chuck Taylors barefoot. That's how I always wear them anyway. But got this pair of pants at Gander Mountain. Gander Mountain's one of my favorite stores, if you can't tell. Guide series. You can see it's like swimming trunks on the inside. As far as the pockets and that. But they got leg pockets. It's just basically like a cargo pair of pants. And they zip off right here at the knees. So, you know, I can take these off. But this is a really lightweight material. This will probably be my day pants because I think that these will dry the fastest. And my plan is to wear one set of clothes for during the day, one set of clothes at night, or when I get into camp, because these clothes are probably going to be wet during the day. And so then I can get in camp, put on my dry clothes, hang my wet clothes up to start drying. And as thin as this stuff is that I've chosen, that should dry pretty quick. So, and this pair has automatically got a belt built in, which is kind of cool. It's not great for as far as putting a knife on your belt, but I don't think I'll be doing that anyway. So that's my one pair of pants, and then second pair of pants down here in the bottom is the same thing, but a pair of North Face. These are North Face pants I've had for several years. But actually, this is the actual pair that I wore on my last trip. I wore these for 11 days straight, because my other ones were damaged. But this is basically the same thing. Zippered legs, big pockets, hip pockets. You've got another attached belt, but this one you don't have exposed. It goes between the fabric. You've got a little clip to clip stuff too. You got big pockets here, zip off. The thing I thought was really cool about these, and these are extremely comfortable, by the way. They are North Face. They're great pants. I can't say enough good about them. But the thing I thought was really cool about the North Face pair, if you look, the left leg has a black zipper pull and the right leg has a red zipper pull, so that when you go to take these and put these back on your pants after you've zipped them off, you know which leg goes where. I don't know why that's a big issue, you know, because they're really exactly the same, but it's a cool feature. I think that was just cool. But these pants, these are extremely comfortable. The Velcro back pockets. You can see the North Face logo there. I can't say enough good about these kind of pants. I love these pants for in the woods. So that's my clothing. Like I said, I might take a couple pairs of socks, but the last time we were there, we were constantly drying socks, basically cooking them. We would get our fire going hot, and then we would throw them on the rocks surrounding the fire pit and just listen to them sizzle. It's just pointless to me because they don't add that much comfort. In fact, they hold the water on a trip like this when you're constantly in and out of the canoe going over portages. You have to get out in the water to lift the canoe out so you don't damage it. And so you're constantly wet. And my shoes dry quick. My socks don't. So, and next thing in the pack is my tent. This is a Kelty Salida 2. I think that's how you pronounce it. It's supposed to be a 2-man tent. Really, it's only a 1-man tent, in my opinion, because, you know, I've got some good friends, but I wouldn't want to lay that close to them.